Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here today, and I am glad that we were able to catch up, I guess, as they say. And at the end of the day, the goal on Saturdays is to introduce you to some more individuals who are out there becoming, building, being entrepreneurs in the way that we like. Meaning, we tend to focus on short-term rentals. This is not. I mean, that's not news, right? And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everyone understands that cash flow is for everyone. That means you. That means me. That means each and every person who would dare be brave enough to actually go out there and make that happen. So today I have with me two individuals who I think you're going to enjoy for many different reasons, because sometimes it can feel as though what's the word? That real estate is exclusionary, that real estate is unaccessible, that real estate can be something that, well, it's only for someone else, or I need gobs of time in order to make it work. And that's one of the things that I think, unfortunately prevents a lot of people from actually making the progress that they could. So today I have with me two individuals who have managed to figure out how to wrestle time and put it in its place to be able to build their business as well. So I definitely want you guys and everyone else to be able to meet the individuals that I have with me. I have none other than Chinedu. You know what, Chinedu? I have never heard your last name pronounced, so we're going to have to work on that. And then Nevin Joseph as well. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Jay.
Doing well.
Happy to be here.
Excellent. Now, Chinedu, can you do me a favor though? Pronounce your last name. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, how do you say it?
So the real way or the Anglophile way?
Yes. I only want the real way.
Okay. It's Akunne.
Akunne. Is that close? Akunne. Is that close?
Very close.
Close enough. Okay, all right, I tried. Got it. Totally understood. Do me a favor. Tell everyone a little bit about where you are in terms of geographic wise, and a little bit about what you do. You know what? Let's start with Chinedu, and then we'll come right over to you as well, Nevin. Is that cool?
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm located in Alexandria, Louisiana, and this is definitely not where I thought would thrive with whatever we're doing, but we're making it happen.
Now, when you say you said Alexandria?
Louisiana, yes, right in the center.
Okay. So how did you end up in Alexandria? I'm assuming your accent tells me that you might not have been born there. So there sounds like there's a story.
It's a very long story, actually. I was born in Nigeria, Delta State, Nigeria, Warri to be specific. Finished high school at 16 and spent a year trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Upon a chat with my dad, we settled on pharmacy, and I wanted to be close enough to my family, but far enough because I'd been in boarding school for 6 years already growing up. So I didn't want to be under anyone's thumbs per se. So I had uncles in Houston and my brother is in Oklahoma. So I wanted to be close enough. And Louisiana was how we settled. And at the time, there were two schools in Louisiana. It was Xavier in New Orleans and University of Louisiana, Monroe. So settled on Monroe because even if I didn't want to settle on Monroe, Katrina happened 2 weeks after I came, so I would have ended up in Monroe either.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, yeah. Okay, so that's kind of crazy to me that as soon as you get here, wow. Okay, because I think there's a lot of people who can remember where they were when that happened, because that's like that marked time. What was it that I guess initiated your desire to even do all of the why pharmacy, and how does pharmacy end up with short-term rentals? I mean, because there's a lot of people, who go, hey, I made it. I'm a pharmacist. I'm done.
Well, pharmacy because I was really good at chemistry and biology. wanted to help people, wanted to be in the medical field in some way, but I also wanted to leave work when I left work. So
You mean leave work like at work?
I wanted to
Like
leave work
when
at
you left work, you didn't have anything to do when you get home. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. I got that.
So, and pharmacy gave me a level of detachment and a level of decreased liability. So I went with pharmacy. But at 13, my dad gave me a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And since then, I don't know why you give a 13-year-old Rich Dad Poor Dad, but I got that. And since then, I've been on the path of real estate. I've been mulling it over. When I got my first hint of stability, I jumped into real estate.
Okay, hold on. Did you say at age 13?
Yeah, age 13.
That's awesome. I like your dad is awesome right now. That's all I got to say. Because that is great. That's exactly. I mean, things like that are transformative from a very, very early age, and being able to see and hear and wow, that's good because I can see that. I can hear in the times that we have interacted and talked that is definitely something that has influenced you from a long, long time ago. And we're going to talk more about that. Now, Nevin, you're more on the engineering side of life. So I'm really curious as to the story there and how on earth do you end up in Duluth? Yes, there's got to be a story to that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, basically, I was born and raised in India. I did my schooling there. I did my engineering there. I was brought up with very strict parents. They really they were very strict when they brought me up, and from a very young age, my father, was like save money and just buy real estate, buy land. Because in India, kind of it's different. People usually buy land as the interest rates and the rate of it are very high, like 10%. So you don't get usually cash flow properties in rentals. So usually people just buy land, they wait, and then they resell it for a higher value. So I have been a little bit involved in real estate since I was young with my dad. But other than that, it was just go to school, get a degree, save money, buy property. That was what. And I got through my engineering when I was in India. I worked there, and I got an opportunity here in the United States for a company, and then I started to work here. I worked in the aerospace industry. I worked in Duluth, Minnesota, which was colder than India.
Okay, let's be real. Everything is colder than India, and Duluth is probably the coldest, a really, really cold choice. But I just want to make sure I heard something correctly. You said in India, when it comes to real estate, people don't really build on it. They just buy the land, hold it, and resell it?
Yes, because that is the easiest way they can get into real estate. Because with rents, you can't buy homes and expect it to rent it out in cash flow because the interest rates are so high. It's a monthly rent would not cover your mortgage payments.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you have to get into that, just the only options are you can buy commercial like showrooms and all those types of real estate property that actually cash flow with a higher rate of return. That's the only place where you can put your money in. But when it comes to residential, usually people never rent it out. It's very rare. It's like you have your own house and they build another house on top and they just rent it out, but that's still not enough to pay the mortgage off. They have to take out money out of their pocket.
Got it. Okay, so then break this down for me. How does you go from engineer to short-term rentals exactly? Like, what was the attraction? Because again, that you're in a profession in which a lot of people. I myself, I was a double major: electrical engineering, computer engineering, technology. I got bored and said, "No, I'm done." But you kept going. So I'm curious. What there's a lot of people who would just like to be an engineer and call it a day. But what is it that keeps you wanting something more outside of the existing job that you have?
Well, the thing is, when I was in engineering, I still love engineering. I still love to work, in engineering.
Mm-hmm.
but it's the value that I added was only for me and for my family. Outside of that, I couldn't add value to anybody else. I couldn't serve
Wow.
anybody else. All I could do was just serve myself, my family, and that's it. uh, I couldn't, and I couldn't meet other people's needs in a bigger way. So that is when when I went to Minnesota. That's when I got in connected with you, and I heard about cash flow and this one, and that's when it really opened my eyes. Okay, this is what I was looking for. This is where I have to be. This makes total sense, where you could serve others as well as you have the gratification that you have actually helped other people. That was really important to me, and that's where my whole perception changed, and I got into short-term rentals.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. I can understand and definitely can relate to the, hey, let me help more people thing, because that's kind of the world I live in a lot as it comes down to it. Now, for those of you who are just now joining us, hi, welcome. My name is Jay. And what we're doing today is this is part of our going live every day in the month of August. And we are talking with two individuals who are out there practicing the strategy of short-term rentals in today's real estate market. And that's just one of the best, if not the best way to build cash flow, in my opinion. And that's exactly what we are doing. Is we're talking about why make that happen? Why do that? Why take definitely why take some of these risks? Because there are definitely risks with any and every business. And what we want to do is take you along with us and just continue to help you understand who we are, what we're doing. With that being said, make sure if you want to join us, we are live every day, 9 a.m. Feel free to go ahead and click that like and that subscribe button. But right now, let's get back to asking some more questions. So, gentlemen, I've got an interesting question, I think, and I'll, you can decide which of you want to take it. But there's a lot of people who, when they have a job, they find it difficult to take that next step, because part of what it means to be an entrepreneur sometimes is to cut off some other options, some back doors, because it can require a significant amount of time, effort, energy, resources, mentally, what have you. And what would you say to the person who says something to the effect of, well, I already went to college and I'm done learning?
Well,
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You got that one? Okay. And they're like, who's going to take it? All right, go ahead, Chinedu.
You're never done learning. Like my dad always said, you stop learning when you die. No, you're never done learning. There's always, I believe, like you always said, you can out-earn your personal growth. So if you want to help people, if you want to if you want to live out your highest calling, you have to keep growing. You have to keep learning. You have to keep going out there and doing the things that create you the freedom of time to be able to live out your highest goal. So yes, and to be able to do that, you have to keep learning constantly.
Yeah, but okay, but here's the thing: it's work, isn't it not? I mean, you're contributing resources. I went to school. I got my grades. I did all the things I was supposed to do. And you want me to do more, like on my own free time? When do I get the rest, Chinedu?
So one of my teachers in high school, towards the end of before we graduated, he drew two lines. He drew a long straight line, he drew a short squiggly line and a long straight line, and he drew a short straight line and a long squiggly line. Mm-hmm. Pretty much to represent that you have to grind really hard initially at the beginning. Yes, you may be juggling the job, but you have to sacrifice some things. You have to be able to say yes to some things, you have to say no to a lot of things. And that period, that short squiggly line, is the period of the grind for you to be able to enjoy a longer, straighter line. Whereas if you went the other way, yes, you could have your short, straight line now, but you're probably going to have a way longer squiggly line going forward.
Got it. I've heard that concept before, and just put differently, it was said to how I had learned it was you basically have like 4 quarters of life. You've got, one until you're 18, and 18 to 40, 40 to 60, and then 60 plus, and you get to choose which quarter you want to have fun in. So the other 3 you're gonna be working. And so it's like, oh, okay, well, and when it was put to me that way, I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. So why not try to find a way to do all of that now, so that I can maybe have 2 quarters of life that way? I think that would be fun. So that makes sense, and I appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate the fact that, because I mean, being a pharmacist is brain work for sure, definitely lots of chemistry, and God, I did not like that subject at all. But there are many things that short-term rental provide, and I'm curious, when you think about the schedule, the time, from your standpoint, what does it take? How do you make it happen exactly?
To be honest, it's with all the systems we put in place, it doesn't take that much time. Now, initially, to set up, to build out, if you're the stubborn person that wants to do it all yourself.
We don't know any stubborn people like that. Not at all.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're that person who wants to do it all yourself, yes, it's going to be really time consuming initially to set it up. And just like anything, and just like the learning phase of any process, like you say, you can't look good and learn. So that first few months, while you're learning everything, it feels like you're drinking out of a water hose. However, once you finish the learning process, or let me not say finish the learning process, once you've gone over the major hump of the learning process, it's really relatively smoother sailing.
Got it. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. So many buttons over here sometimes. Okay, so now, Nevin, I want to come to you for a second, and I'm curious. I mean, engineering's no piece of cake either when it comes to the amount of study and time. How is it that you have time to do something else?
Well, it is difficult. It needs a lot of dedication, but more than dedication, I would say you need to have a passion for it to achieve your goal. If you don't have passion, it's just going to be, oh my God, I have to do it. It's like, oh, should I get this again? And it's really hard. But if you have a passion for it, it's like a game. So it was hard. You got to work 8 hours, after work, come here, spend time with your family, and then after your family goes to bed, then you have to work, do all the learning, see what are all the systems. It takes dedication and hard work, but I cannot do it if you don't have passion. I'm pretty sure you have the terminology burnout. If you don't have the passion, you are going to get burned. But if you don't, it's going to be like a game. Like, people are ready to watch TV hours and hours together, even after work. Why can't they, put that effort, into real estate or work? Which that sometimes it boggles me about. You're watching TV unnecessary, which has no value. Why don't you put the same effort, in your business? And
that's a great question. Like, hey, TV is definitely there. It serves a purpose. Entertainment does make that happen. And yet at the same time, there are times when it's in the way. It's the impediment. It's the thing that absolutely destroys your opportunity. I've often said comfort kills dreams. And it's unfortunate, but it's also true. So I'm curious, when it comes down to real estate in and of itself, and specifically short-term rentals, for Nevin, what has been what has been the benefit that you've seen from the operating as a short-term rental operator, even though you've got, other responsibilities? What has been that benefit to you?
Two things. Actually, the first thing, when I started it, I never got into a business that is actually automized and has this much cash flow, because when you have in short-term rentals, you can see your cash into your account every day. Every time there's a guest there, that the money is coming. So that was gratification. But the second half was on March 27th. Unfortunately, because of this COVID, I got laid off. and I was really, really frustrated during that time. And but still, on April 4th, we were talking, and immediately I got an additional. I got more units during that time. I had no income. I had no unemployment because I'm an immigrant. I'm not allowed to get any unemployment. I have zero this one, but I knew that this is going to help me help my family. This made me more aggressive. So really, short-term rentals was really an answer. It helped me grow. It was hard, but still, I was able to get more units. I was able to increase my cash flow during that time.
Got it. Okay. And that makes perfect sense, because now I just want to make sure that everyone understands what you're saying is that during the time when COVID was being COVID, and as it is still today, you just said, hey, I'm going to go get more units, not less.
Yes.
Explain the thinking behind that, because I know there's a number of people who probably would love to know, like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to spend more money. Shouldn't you be saving it and trying to get another job, or what's going on?
Yeah, I was trying to get another job, and I'm as of now still, I'm unemployed. But the thing was, waiting is not going to. We don't know how long the COVID is going to be there. It could be a year. It could be 2 years. What are you going to do? I mean, there is no alternate. None of the companies were also hiring. So I said, okay, it was hard. I was really, really frustrated, and but still, I had to keep the wheels moving. I had to get it done. I wanted to get it done, and I went there. I opened 2 more units, and now I'm in the process of opening 3 more units in addition, and it's just keep on going. And with respect to funds, yes, everybody might think, oh my God, shouldn't you be saving? Well, the money is out there. We have to reach out to people and find out and get the funding. The money is out there. You can keep growing. There is no, the only barrier to entry into a short-term rental is yourself. If you lay back, that's how good your business is going to be. Your business is also going to be laid back. But if you take the time and effort to keep growing, it is going to grow. So it all depends. It all anchors on your attitude and the way you handle it, is what my thoughts are.
Yeah, no, I like it 100%, because as an entrepreneur, it's one of the things that we do. We take calculated risks all the time, because it's just a part of it. So let's bring Chinedu back in, because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. As the pandemic has happened, many people have noticed that there's a decrease in travel, and you're down in Louisiana, and and you're specifically not in New Orleans. So I'm curious, what has been the situation? What has been the attitude? The how's business, I guess?
Business is really good. So to be honest with you, that was one of my barriers to entry. That was my biggest barrier to entry, because I thought, I'm in Alexandria, Louisiana. Who comes here for anything?
Like, where is that on a map? Does anybody know? Right.
I'm like, people usually pass through here, but not really come to stay. But I was pleasantly surprised. I've been massively surprised. Actually, I started with 2 apartments, which, long story, came vacant, and I took them over. 2 apartments, 4 bedrooms, and now I'm actually thinking about doing a few more.
I like it. I like it now. I'm sorry, how many?
Not thinking, but actively working on 4 more.
Yes, even better. I like that. I like that. Okay, so when it comes down to it, though, you're able to attract business. You're still able to go to work. You're doing all these things. One of the things I wanted everyone to see some of your work. Let me see if I've got this correct. I am trying to bring up the website here because I think everyone should see some of the things that you've been able to put together and here on your site and what it looks like. Now, when you've had individuals staying at one of your locations, how often is it that they say something like, this is not what I expected, or this is better than what I expected, or what are they saying?
Actually, a lot of people have legitimately thanked me for having a good product in this city.
Oh, wow. Were they expecting something worse? Is that it? Because, I mean, is the rest of the product in the city not so great? You can say yes. It's okay. I mean, I literally walked you into that. you know, because hey, sometimes that's the thing. But there's an expectation, is there not? When someone says, or you know, that we all have a picture in our mind of what a quote unquote Airbnb looks like, and I would submit that what you're showing us here, it doesn't look like the traditional what people say. So I'm curious. Tell us seriously, why do you think that is? What is it that's making yours different and stand out in this?
What is making it different? Literally because so normally I'm stubborn, but this time I decided to not be and to follow the system as best as possible. So I literally just followed the system.
I like it.
Yes.
Not being stubborn is good. It makes my job easier. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, you know what? I want to take a stab over here, and I want to look at some of Nevin's as well. So I'm going to bring him back. And let me see, do this, do that. And then I think it's this. So Nevin, talk to us a little bit, because I know something happened specifically for you around COVID when you were during all the, you know, transition, I'll call it, but that you managed to get some attention for doing something. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that story and how that happened for you?
Sure. So on March, on the end of March, I got laid off, and I just wanted to be out there because there was no time to lose. And I had a friend from church whom I contacted her, and she was asking a lot of people at church, hey, we are from, you know, we'd like to get some more news. Do you have any, you know, during this COVID? We just always don't want to keep on giving, you know, all this COVID news. Is there something different that we can give? We're looking for different material and all that. She was sharing it with the group, and I said, you know, I like you know, I have short-term rentals that we're serving. We are getting multiple units. We are serving a lot of you know, people who are, you know, first responders and you know, a different demographic. And I was talking, and she said, "Wow, would you like to do a news with us, a news report?" I said, "Sure, it doesn't hurt." And yeah, they brought in their camera crew, everything. We shot a news feature at our one of our units, and yeah, and I got a lot of attention to that because of that, because people knew that we are not just serving vacationers. Because
Right.
anytime I talk to any person with the short-term rentals, they say, I'm doing Airbnb. And as I know, according to you, Airbnb is a bad word for our team.
No, it's a good word. It's just a marketplace. It's not a verb.
Yeah.
People want to use it as a
Are
verb.
you Airbnb? I said, no, we just do short-term rentals, and the customer serves are usually not vacationers, because everybody, I just think that's the only thing. But there's a whole huge ocean out there with different people that who have not been touched, where that's where we come in, and for them it's a whole new experience, I would say. You know, for the people, our demographic is totally different, and people they're just amazed. Oh, you're just serving us. I've never even, you know, considered that, which has really helped me to beat the competition, especially. And people are just afraid, and other hosts are afraid. They don't know what they're doing. They're shutting down their place, whereas they think like, Nevin, are you crazy? You're getting more units. I said, yeah, I need more units. I'm booked, you know, almost end of September. I'm booked. And people are still asking me, and I need more units. And they're like, why is that they're going only to you? And I said, yeah, it's a customer whom we serve. And that's how it is, and it's been really, really good so far.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I am glad to hear it. It gives me, it just makes me excited at the end of the day. We have a question actually for you. Someone was asking, how many properties or how many units do you have? I don't know if we said that.
As of now, I have 3 getting 3 more at the
Excellent.
moment.
And this is up in Duluth where it's like what, minus 12 degrees or something today?
No, today it's warmer. Usually in the winters it gets up to minus 35.
Oh my God.
7 months of snow, and it does work there. That's what I wanted to tell. It doesn't matter the weather or anything. It doesn't matter. It just depends upon whom you want to serve. If you know the customer you're serving, you can just open it anywhere, and it's just going to work.
That has been definitely something that I've seen a lot of as having the privilege of helping so many individuals. And because it feels as though sometimes we can have a preconceived notion about, you know, how the whole business works in and of itself. So I want to take a moment here. I've got some random cards. This will be interesting to see. I'm going to shuffle, and then we're just going to answer a few questions just to have a bit of fun and some breaks, just to see how this goes. Now, for those of you watching for the first time, my name is Jay. Hi. We are CashFlowDiary. What we do is we help you build your cash flow, passive income. We tend to focus on real estate strategies. And in the month of August, what we're doing is we're going live every day. Every day means, well, every day in the month of August at 9 a.m. You can catch us on our Facebook page and or YouTube channel. And that's where we're going to be. So tomorrow we'll be live at 9 a.m. Again. And today what we're doing is we're talking with 2 individuals who are short-term rental operators out there in the marketplace, actively serving and hosting and helping, you know, in some cases, first responders, in some cases, elderly. It doesn't really matter. Those who need a temporary place to stay. All right, so let's have a bit of fun here, gentlemen, because this should be interesting at best. I do not know what the cards are. I just want to put it that way. And I'm just going to let's get your first response. Please, let's see what we've got here. Okay. Oh, this is easy. Okay, it says, would you rather appear as a guest on your favorite TV show or have a lifetime backstage pass for any concert you attend? Which would you rather?
I would rather get the first one.
The TV show? You want to appear as a guest on your favorite TV show?
Yeah, any place where I can promote my business.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that's what you were going to say, dude. I knew it. What about you, Chinedu?
I'm going to go for the lifetime pass. Because,
okay, who's the artist then?
Well, if it's a lifetime pass, then it's going to be a bunch of different artists, right?
Yeah, but who's the first one? There's one you did that quickly that says that there's an artist. You're like, yeah, that's whose concert I'm going to.
Well, it depends on what genre of music we're talking about now.
Hey, it's yours. I don't know. You tell me.
Right now, I'll probably want to see either J Balvin or Stromae.
I'm sorry, who?
J Balvin.
J Balvin, thank you. Got it. Yeah. That took me. I'm like, did he say that? Because I was actually listening to that on my Peloton the other day. Anyway, good. Love it. Yes. And agreed 100%. Let's do one more because they're fun for me. Oh, this will be interesting considering the two of you. This will be interesting. Would you rather abolish war or find a cure for every type of cancer? Yeah. Tough choice, but not really, but maybe. Both? Neither? Did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze.
I froze. I can still hear you guys though. That's interesting. All right, keep going. Give me a second. Let me see if I can. Oh no. Team help.
You want me to go, Nevin, or you want to go?
You go ahead.
You can go ahead, Chinedu.
Okay. Me personally, I would go for the cure for cancer because that's super personal to me in lots of ways.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was the one. I had a feeling that was the one. What about you, Nevin?
Well, abolishing war is something which is out of my control. No one person can do that. But cure of cancer, yes, that is something that we could strive to get that. And I would lean slightly towards cancer, but abolishing war would be difficult for me as a personal person because it's just an ideology. Because most of the wars are fought because of ideas, and ideas it's an individual's perspective, and one person I don't think can change it. I guess we lost Jay. Could be some technical difficulty.
And that is true. Abolish war will probably save more lives. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, but yeah, true. It would save more lives, but it's an ideology, right? And,
Yeah. I was actually just
people's
responding to one of the people who commented. So I'm going to continue responding to people who are commenting just because Jay is not here right now. But Chico, why are you trying to bring out the Nigerian in me like in front of everyone, huh? And let me say hey to Kimberly. Kimberly, yes. Hey, fellow Louisiana.
So yeah, let's go ahead and keep talking. I think there is some technical difficulty. So
Yeah.
so about your units, let's talk about it. How's it been so far, Chinedu?
It's been good. Have two so far. Actually, have a month-long guest and another weekend some long guest coming in today. I've had multiple requests for 2 and 3 months, and I haven't. They've been offering or asking for less than it's worth, but so I haven't really considered them. How about yours?
Oh, I've all my units have been booked up to end of September. It's been good, and yeah, I'm planning to get started to market my properties so that I can get my winters also covered.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, to get my winters covered.
Okay.
Uh,
How are you
and
marketing?
pardon?
How are you marketing?
Oh, marketing. There's multiple options. Facebook and the marketplace, other
Okay.
websites. Depends upon which customer, insurance companies, hospitals, and there are a lot of places that I market to get those um, places booked. And Airbnb and HomeAway, they just my fallback days in case there's a few days that is in between that's not booked. I just market it over on Airbnb and HomeAway.
Okay. Nice. So Nevin, this question is for you. Mary's review said, did you sign longer than a year lease?
Longer than not no. I haven't got a year lease yet, but because ours is a short-term rental, the way I take it is I just do a short-term rental agreement with them every 3 months.
Yeah.
That way I can also every 3 months I can go have my cleaners go in and at least review the property to see if anything is broken, anything needs to be changed, rather than the end of 12 months, which would be really hard. So that's how I break up my stays. I haven't got a long booking yet. There's just one person who wants to stay for 12 months, but I've broken it up into every 3 months, every quarter. He has to sign a rental agreement with me, and that gives him an easy way out. Also, if his job changes or something, he wants to move to a different place. He's free to there's nothing, no deposit that we hold or anything. So it's flexible for the guest. It frees his mind up, and especially in this COVID, we have to be a little bit flexible. And with the opportunities that we have, with the guests always coming in, where I said I don't have units to rent. I don't have a problem of getting lead flows. It's been consistent and it's been high.
Okay. I don't know if Mary's reviews, I don't know if I understood that question right. I think she might have meant, did you sign longer than a year lease from your landlord?
With my landlord?
Yeah.
At first, as of now, I've signed a year lease with the landlord.
Okay.
My lease, once it gets over, I they are okay with me to sign a 5-year lease with them. So
Nice.
that the longer the better. It's better for them. The landlord is happy. He himself just calls me and just tells me, hey, we have these units getting available next month. Do you want them? I said, oh, sure. And that's how it's been, because they like us being the tenant, because we take care of the property, and our guests are really good guests, and it's less headaches for them. We take care of all the minor repairs and everything, so it's like no brainer for them.
Oh, okay. And Jeremy said, tell us about your expansion plans.
My what plans? Sorry.
Expansion plans.
Expansion plans. Yeah. My goal is to get at least 10 units this year, and so I am going towards that. We have a lot of opportunity at the moment with COVID. The owners are kind of frustrated, and they just want good tenants who regularly give them the rents in spite of any hindrances, which I think we have answered that part.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we are the saviors at the moment for people who are owners who are affected by this COVID, who have tenants who can't pay the rent, whereas we are just raising our hands. Hey, I'll pay you the rent. Just let me know if you're ready to lease me your unit, and it's been good ever since. And the thing here, what Chinedu for me is, people are so afraid. It's not that I wasn't afraid. I was scared because in Minnesota we have 7 months of severe snowfall.
Yeah.
And people say, how are you going to get renters there? People don't usually move in the winter. Well, it worked for me. It just depends on whom you're serving. If you are just concentrating only on tourists, a lot of tourists are not going to come into tour in the winter when there's snow, and you're going to have feet of high snow there. But still, people are coming, and as I told you, my home has been booked ever since, and there is no problem. It doesn't depend on the weather. It just depends upon whom you want to serve. Is very important.
Oh, okay. And well, Jeremy, I guess, wants me to also answer that question. I am looking to. I have a lot of long-term rental units, and I'm looking to convert at least half of them to short-term rental units. So looking to convert 10 apartments, which I think in units may come up to 16 by the end of the year.
So how do you feel the difference between long-term units, long-term renting, and now short-term? What is the difference that you see at the moment?
I love it because we get to actually go into the unit pretty often and clean and keep it up to date. For me, it's a plus. It's a massive plus because with long-term renters, a lot of things get deferred until they move out, and then you get a huge bill for something. However, because we're constantly in there and constantly tweaking and cleaning in between guests, it's at the end of the year, you don't have massive delayed or deferred maintenance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We've got a lot of questions.
That I see that maybe I should leave more often, or have my computer quit more often, because that clearly, boom, questions came from everywhere. Absolutely. I love it. I see it all. Did you guys I see that there's one here about when did you begin? Did you cover that one too? And so here's a good one. It says, when you get stuck with business problems, how do you get help? Where do you go for good advice? Because everybody knows where to go for bad advice, but where's the good stuff?
For advice, the person whom you select should be a person who's already done it, who's already been there before, who's already passed. That was the person I would go to. And in that case, especially Jay, you have always been, and Poppy, has always been very, very helpful. Even when I was I don't know how she knew it, but as soon as I lost my job on she knew it, and she gave me a call personally on my phone, and she was talking. She said, Nevin, we have also been there. And I think most of the people know your story also. You have also been there. And it was a great, this one. And she helped me overcome. She sent me daily devotionals, and which was really helpful. It really grew my faith and my this one. And also the people at the group. The moment you have a question, you just shoot it out on the group. Within the next few minutes, you have a response, because students have done it before. There are students who have multiple units, 30 units, 40 units. 100 units, we have people who have that, and it's not so hard. Oh, this one, oh, this is how you do it, and it's like, oh, it's no big deal.
Right.
And we think it's a big mountain. For them, it's like, oh, this, you do this, do this, and it's done. That's it, and it's so easy.
Yes, absolutely. Anybody could do it. Just wake up. It's all good. I wake up like this. Yeah, it's great. What's that?
Flawless?
Well, absolutely. 100% of the time. Never any problems whatsoever. Never any problems whatsoever. No. Well, here's what I want to do. I want to give you each a chance. Pretend that you're talking to someone who's going to, they've sat here, they saw they saw all the technical difficulties, but they're still here and they're going, man, maybe this, short-term rentals, being an entrepreneur is for me. Okay. But yet they're still hesitating. They're feeling some things. Share. I want to give you each one last shot to just share something that you think that you would want that person to know, that person to hear, so that they could be confident enough to, whether they're unemployed or currently employed, whatever they've done in their life. Like, why is it that they need to become an entrepreneur? What is it that you would say to this person so that they can actually achieve some of the things that either of you guys have done? And you know what, Nevin, we'll start with you and we'll end with you, Chinedu.
Yeah, for everyone out there, I just wanted to tell you, the only hindrance that is actually hindering you from taking action is yourself. It's not the money, because the money is out there. Believe me, when I started, I also had that fear, but you need to take an effort. You need to take the step forward to test it out. You might be in a bad situation. As I told you, at the moment, I don't have any income. The only income that I have is through my business. And it's been really working great. It's allowed me to expand. It's allowed me to do a lot of things. But there is a part that we have to take action. Jay uses the phrase, move at the speed of instruction. You don't know what's on the other side, but we have all gone through it. Jay has gone through it. He's all done it. So just listen to people who have actually done it for you, and just do it. A lot of times when I took action, I was like, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything. If you tell step one, just do that, just do it. Automatically step two will follow, and then you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to see the end of the tunnel right when you start. That's what people are always afraid. Oh, can I do it? Would I fail in business? No, because people have all done this, and since the concrete path that has already been made, just follow it, and you will definitely see the light at the tunnel.
Love it. Love it. Chinedu, what about you?
Okay. I usually liken entrepreneurship or investing in general to standing in front of a trailhead. Whenever you're in front of a trailhead, you may not see any way. However, if you hook up to someone who's been there before, who's been through it, you've noticed that once you start walking in the trail, you have miles and miles and miles of trail. So yes, at the beginning you encounter a lot of fear, but some of the best things are on the other side of fear. So yeah, there may not be any money. Yes, there may not be quote unquote time, but a friend of mine would always say you have time for what you make time for. Now, what are you doing now? Would you, if you continue to do what you're doing now, would your situation change? If it would change, then continue doing that. But if that's not the answer, then something different must happen. And I mean, if you've got someone who's led the way before you, we're doing it now. Actually, at the point where I decided to jump in a short-term rental situation, I literally needed something. So I needed a way to increase cash flow from my current units without buying more. And I was willing to give money to anyone who would help me do that. And, I was literally on the brink of signing up for another program until I was just like, well, I've been listening to Jay for almost 2 years now, and he sounds legit. So, I might as well give it a shot. And a few days later, I called my brother and told him, bro, I feel like I'm where I need to be now. And yes, I am. You know?
That's encouraging to hear. That's encouraging to hear. I didn't know that because, and that's one of the things that I've often wanted to communicate to existing landlords is like, hey, the revenue. I mean, again, this is coming from a perspective of when you're operating a 182 unit building, a 70 unit building, I didn't forgot them all. And you're looking at what is happening and how the cash is moving. You're just like, that's just not enough revenue that's going through these expenses. And we got to find a way to increase it. And that was the thing that I saw. That's the thing I still see. That's the thing that's out there. And it's a great way I used to call it the poor man's McDonald's, because it's the same type of strategy. It's just that now we get to choose some of the best real estate in our own local areas and then be able to continually do that, serve people, as both of you have mentioned, and get to the other side. So I definitely want to say, thanks to both of you for being here, for taking the time out on a Saturday to be here and to share your wisdom, your insight with individuals. And for those of you that are watching, listening in the Louisiana, Alexandria area, if you need a place to stay, do me a favor, Chinedu, because the banner that I had made, it's gone when computer crashed. So you tell everybody what the URL for your website is, and then Nevin, I'll do the same for you.
Okay, it's www.heirsliving, HEIRSLIVING.com.
Excellent. And someone please type that in the chat. And then Nevin.
Just currently I'm operating units from Kansas to Kansas. It's been a month.
That's awesome.
This work anywhere. So just I wanted to unless you have a system in place, it's going to be very easy, and I have no stress. Anything that happens, it just runs on its own. So my website would be uscorporatehousingllc.com.
Excellent. Thank you both, gentlemen. I am glad that you, again, for taking the time to be here. I appreciate you both, and I have a great weekend, and I'm definitely looking forward to talking to you guys some more next week as we continue growing, building, and working together. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Now, for the rest of us that are still here, I just want to remind everybody what's going down is that every day during the month of August, 9 a.m., you can find us being someone, CashFlowDiary. We're going to be here helping you become a bigger, better, badder entrepreneur. What does that mean? That means tomorrow, the same thing. That means tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will be here to help you take your next step. Now, I know that next step could be many different things, and it comes in many different forms, and it looks different all the time for each and every person. That's okay. Everybody starts wherever they start. And the most important thing is specifically to us is that you start. And for many of you right here, we're meeting you where you are, and that's great. So make sure that you mark it on your calendar, tell a friend, tag a friend, share it. And for those of you on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell, because we want to make sure that you come back, grow, learn, and become a bigger, better, badder version of yourself. Now, tomorrow we will have, let me see, I'm pulling up the topics for tomorrow. Whoops, clicked the wrong thing again. There we go. So for tomorrow's topic, I believe oh, yes. So this one will be good. Forecasting your profits based on today's prices. This is one of those things that, I get asked all the time, or we get asked all the time, and we'll be walking through it by two of our best. So make sure you're here, because many people ask how much money can I make? How do you figure it out? All that type of stuff. And I think it'll be fun. It'll be educational. We'll all learn a lot, but ultimately, what I do want to say is I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us, taking the time, and we definitely look forward to talking to you again real soon. Bye.